Hi, Naya here. I am going to teach you today how to get into compass 3 different ways. We're going to focus on 3 orientations. Very excited, but before we get started, I want you to subscribe to Alo Yoga's YouTube channel so you won't miss any videos. Now let's start. Starting at the back of the mat, legs crossed in Sukhasana. Bring your palms to your knees and just root the sit bones into the ground. I want you to focus on your breath. At the beginning of any class, I always start with just a breathing exercise, so you could just relax and come into the space wherever you are right now. So if you could just breathe here, in and out through the nose, nice and soft, be gentle. Notice the cool air as you inhale and the warmth of it as you exhale through the nose, keeping the mouth nice and soft, relaxing your jaw. Soften the space in between your eyebrows. Feel the warmth of your palms on your knees, maybe over your fabric or skin to skin. And again, just start to drop in, settle in before we begin to flow. So just a few more breaths here. Expanding the rib cage. And whenever you're ready, on your next inhale, open the eyes nice and slow like curtains. Let's roll over the shins, and just sitting in Sukhasana, you're already starting to open up those hips. And to start, if that's uncomfortable for you, you could always keep the legs extended. However, we're going to move on to a child's pose. Child's pose, knees apart, big toes touch, arms are extended forward. I want you to press into all 10 fingertips, start to activate those arms. Inhale through the nose, and as you exhale, let's walk the hands to the right, starting to open the side body. Dropping the left shoulder down, maybe close your eyes, and I want you to go inward. What are you thinking about? What's running through your mind? I want you to let go of any stories that you came in with this practice, this video, whatever you were doing before, and just focus on your movements. Bring it back to center, walk it to the other side. Creating space in between the intercostal muscles. Relaxing your head. Maybe separate your lips and possibly wiggle your jaw around. I know it feels weird, but just create space in that area. Sometimes we hold tension in there. Bring it back to center. Take a deep inhale for me, and then come into tabletop. So cat and cows are a beautiful way to start to warm up the spine and just lubricate everything that's going on in there. Whenever you're ready, start with your cat and cows. As you inhale, you're going to look up, open chest, maybe squeeze the shoulder blades a little bit more together. Arch your back, curl the toes if you would like to. And as you exhale, round and curl, find your cat tilts. Continue with these cat and cows, maybe 5 to 10 more at your own pace. As you exhale, you want to attempt to drag the palms away from the knees. And as you inhale, attempt to drag the palms towards the knees and the knees towards the palms. Whenever you are ready, turn into Dancing Lion. Dancing Lion is a great way to tap inward, close your eyes, relax your head. If you have a healthy cervical spine, maybe give me some head rolls. Move with your own rhythm. Switching your rotation. And then bringing it back to center. On your next inhale, right arm sweeps up. As you exhale, get ready to thread that needle. Right arm under the left, and then you can stay here, right cheek on the ground. Start to twist. See if you can square those hips a little bit more. Left hand can come reaching forward, or you can wrap that arm around the back, searching for the right inner thigh. Continue to breathe, and then release. Left hand comes down, inhale, right arm sweeps up. Other side. Remember your arm options. Extend. Continue to twist. Maybe searching for the back of the head a little bit more. You can wrap and bind. Remember to square those hips. Slowly release, counter the stretch. Inhale, left arm sweeps up. And as you exhale, bring it back down to table. Let's curl the toes, bring your knees together, sit down on the heels. Again, maybe put your pinky toe on the ground. You might have to drag it there yourself. Interlace your fingers, palms face up, all the way up towards the ceiling. Inhale, reach up. And as you exhale, go to the right. Again, stretching the side body. If you want a little bit more, right hand comes down, reach. Don't feel heavy here. I want you to press into that bottom hand. Bring that bottom shoulder away from your ear and try to drag the left rib cage up towards the ceiling. Push and reach. Bring it back to center. Other side, interlace, palms face up and go to the left. And then how's your breath? In and out through the nose. Maybe you started to engage your ujjayi. If you haven't done so already, start to breathe. Finding your breath control. Left hand comes down. And then bring it back up. Release. Cactus the arms. I had to see. I'm like, what? Yeah. My arms automatically went there. So I'm cactus arms. Spread your fingers. Elbows towards the back of the room. Squeezing shoulder blades. If you want a small back bend, that's optional. All you have to do is bring the heart pointing up towards ceiling. Starting with the upper back, then slowly maybe getting to the lower back, but everything starts with that upper thoracic spine. Slowly release. Fingertips on the shoulders. I know your feet are talking, but last exercise here. Fingertips onto the shoulders. Move those elbows around. Just rotate. Rotate them to the other side. Nice. Beautiful. Let's do this. Tabletop. Uncurl the toes, maybe pad the feet on the ground, roll the ankles out. What feels good for you right now? I want you to do that. Wonderful. Now let's find a high plank and downward facing dog, Adho Mukha Svanasana. So I want to get into the stretches. So maybe you could pause here and take 5 sun salutations A, 5 sun salutation B, and then meet me back in downward facing dog. If you don't want to, that's okay too, because we're stretching the major points. And let's get back into it. Downward facing dog, Adho Mukha Svanasana. Inhale. And then as you exhale, let's go into a forward fold, Uttanasana. So you might be tight here, and that's okay. Bend those knees and just focus on elongating the spine, just creating space in between each vertebra, letting the head hang heavy, reaching the crown of the head towards the ground, soft arms, relaxing your face, keeping nice and friendly eyes. Roll it up like a rag doll, one vertebra at a time. Standing at the top of the mat in Tadasana, mountain pose. Beautiful. Just come back to your intention. If you haven't set one, maybe what inspires you to practice yoga? What inspired you to watch this video? Or what are you seeking? That could be something to think about. Inhale, arms sweep up. As you exhale, fold. Inhale, straight back, look forward. Ardha. And as you exhale, root the hands on the ground. Left leg steps back. Coming into Anjaneyasana. Arms up. As you inhale. So over here, you're paying attention to your foundation. What's going on with the legs? I want you to attempt to scissor those legs. So pretend that you're moving that front heel towards the back of the room without physically getting it there. Just again, the intention, and then that left knee towards the front of the room, feeling that activation. One more breath. And then slowly release, straighten that front leg out, Ardha Hanumanasana. Half split. So this could be really intense. Another option is to come to half hero. You may sit down, dragging that front heel back. And that left foot is on the outside of your tush. So if you're on it, just see if you could go to the right. If this is way too intense, you could grab some blocks and sit on them, elevating yourself, making this pose more accessible. But I'm gonna go back into half split. Focusing on the hamstring here. Flexing those toes, trying to get the toes to the crown of my head. Keeping a straight back, my hands framing my leg to square off. And then slowly bend back into it. Notice how this feels. When you're ready, I'm going to go into full split. So for your full splits, come to half. Straighten that front leg. Use your fingertips, use your hands to hold yourself. Curl the back toes, straighten that back leg off the ground. And this could be it. Shaking is good. Just no hurting, no pinching sensation, remember. At any point, you could go back into it, just bend. But breathe here. You want to stay here for a few breaths. From here, if you're in your full split, you could bring your palms together. You could forward fold. Or you could focus on squaring those hips. Left hand on the outside of the right thigh, top hand behind you. Slowly release. Just the way you came in with it, gracefully come out of it. Bend back in. So now, yogis, you could take your vinyasa, or we could just go into the other side. When you're ready, step the left leg through. I'm going to do this side a little faster. So I'm here in Anjaneyasana. You know your foundation. You know what to do now with those legs. Continue to breathe. I want you to reach up through the side bodies. Be careful with those shoulders. Notice when you reached up, you want to bring those shoulders up and wear them as earrings, but we want to bring them down. Nice. Hands on the ground. Straighten that front leg out. So remember your options here. This is Ardha Hanumanasana, half split. You could come to half hero pose, which is what we did on the other side. Looks something like this. Heel is on the side. Top of the foot is on the ground. Stretching out here. Keeping this left side engaged. Left kneecap up. Spread toes, yogi toes. Focus. I'm going to go back into my half split here. And then full split. Curling the back toes because I just want to make sure that the back knee and the top of my foot is on the ground. This is also great for practicing standing splits. You're flexing that front foot, that's your standing leg. Trying to square those hips. And again, this is just about the journey and just savoring each and every moment. Not about jamming the pelvis into the ground. Always take your time. Jamming things will just, forcing and all that stuff will just lead to unnecessary misery, especially for the lower back in this asana. Alrighty, when you're ready, slower than you want to, gracefully come out. Bend into that front leg. Take your vinyasa here. Meet me in downward facing dog. Adho Mukha Svanasana. Beautiful. Spread your toes, engage your thigh muscles, and left foot steps in between the hands. We're going back to that lunge. What I'm doing now is walking my hands to the right for a wide-legged forward fold, pivot. Your feet will turn in, slightly pigeon toe, or just maintain the heel behind the toes. Inhale, straight back, look forward. And as you exhale, fold. So if your head easily touches the ground, I want you to challenge yourself. Shorten your stance. And then try it again. So again, the beauty of this practice is that you get to choose the intensity. You get to choose your variations and your modifications, knowing that it's not cookie cutter, but this practice can be personalized. Extend the arms through. So if you want to create more space, bend into the knees, try to get the stomach in between the inner thighs. Try to get the crown of the head closer to the ground. Maybe lean into the toes just a little bit more, and then start to straighten those legs out. Pay attention to your shoulders, away from the ears. Engage your core. Yep, engage your stomach. Engage those nice abs. Stomach in, especially that lower belly. And then slowly release. Inhale, straight back, look forward. And let's go into side runner's lunge. Right toes are gonna pivot out, or you could do the other side, whatever. And the extended leg, those toes are pointing up towards the ceiling. Now, please listen carefully. Most common thing that happens here is that heel is going to want to come off the ground. It becomes uncomfortable and your body is like, no, 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 no. So you need to set your mind, focus on your breathing, ease your muscles, and just slowly take your time, go into it. Use your hands to help you. I want to point my fingertips towards the back of the room. Again, my right toes are out, pressing into my heel and the blade edge of my foot, all five toes, and breathe here. This could be it. Look, my tush is off the ground. I'm pressing into my finger pads. If I have blocks, I could even put blocks underneath my tush and then sit all the way down. If you got this, palms together and breathe. If you want more, open the arms, maybe find a bind, and then slowly bring it back. Other side. Left toes out. So just pay attention to what comes up in your practice, what bubbles up. Any feelings, any emotions are all valid. So just give yourself that time. Hands on the ground. Bring it back to your wide-legged fold. Hang heavy. Shake your head. Just relax. Again, shorten your stance. If you're almost close to the ground, then open your stance and get there. Get that crown of the head on the ground. And breathe. You could take an optional inversion here if you like. Maybe a headstand, a forearm stand, whatever it is that's in your practice. And let's go into a straddle. So, bend those knees. Just kidding, before straddle, I want to go into frog pose. So frog pose is coming into table, opening your knees as wide as you possibly can, just nice and slow, and trying to keep that tuchus in between your knees. If you have really sensitive knees, just come straight into straddle. Otherwise, if you have tight hips, do one leg at a time, because why not? So you're going to extend one leg, let's say it's the right one. Shimmy that foot to the side, shimmy, shimmy, shimmy. Open that knee. And again, I really want you to pay attention to what's going on behind you. I want you to see if you're way too back or if you're way too forward. This is what I see. I want you to be challenged. And I know it sounds cliche, but if it doesn't challenge you, it doesn't change you. So just breathe through it. I'm going back into my frog. If you're doing one side, try the other. And again, just stay here for a few breaths. Maybe flex the toes. Notice if you are giving me that beautiful J-Lo booty, or if you could slightly tuck the pelvis in. And then there is no pretty way of getting out of this moan, groan, whatever it is, you have to. So just bring your knees back together. That felt really, really yummy. Okay, next, straddle. Straddle is legs together, open legs. As much as you can. Open, open, open. This could be it, and it feels really yummy. Or not. When you're ready, hands behind you, fingertips pointing towards the back of the room. Press into the finger pads. Hips come off the ground, go forward. Flex those toes, engage those legs. Like 5 more times. Press, hips up, forward. Press, hips up, forward. Press, hips up, forward. And forward till you reach your, I want to say limit, but a little bit before that. Breathe. If you want to forward fold, go ahead and do that. If you want to try this against the wall, go ahead and do that as well. So stay here for 5 to 10 breaths, and we'll move on from here. Okay. Bring your legs together. Feels really yummy. Hug yourself. Maybe kiss your knees. You're awesome. Alrighty. Let's go back to facing the front of your mat. Again, in between these sessions, you could take your vinyasa, go ahead, double, triple dip, trianga, do your thing. When ready, let's go, we're already in seated, so compass pose. Let's start with, compass pose, seated. You're in the Sukhasana. We're going to grab one leg. Let's say it's the right one or the left, whichever one. I want that knee to be inside my elbow. And then, actually no, this is how I want you to start. Hold on to your knee, bring it in first. Now bring the elbow around the knee, hold it. Left elbow is going to go on the outside of that foot. Nice, and then you could cradle rock from side to side. Feels good. Hold on to your foot with both hands, interlace your fingers maybe, and then just rock it forward and back, making circles, small circles, big circles, whatever it may be. Side to side, one more time. Flex the feet. Keep your leg engaged. Alrighty. Now bring that ankle in line with the knee, just where it was. Beautiful. We're going to grab the outside of the foot with the opposite hand of that leg. So in my case, the left hand is grabbing the outside. Right hand is coming in. Now, before I do anything, I want to bring my leg anywhere in between the elbow or the shoulder. The higher, the better. So here we go. Belly's in, grabbing the outside. Extend. Now, yogis, use a strap. You could use a strap, bring it around the foot, and use that strap to extend that leg. This is great. Otherwise, just grab it. Breathe here. Extend that bottom arm. Look to the left, or maybe up towards the ceiling. Point, floint, or flex. And I hope this feels good. So stay there for 5 to 10 breaths, just depends. And release. Other side. When you're ready, again, just grabbing that foot. Holding it here. Going a little faster on this side so we can continue with the other orientations of this compass pose. Left hand in. Again, I just want to carry my leg almost like a backpack. So here we go. One strap. Backpack. holding the outside of my foot. Engage that left leg. You're engaging that left quad muscle. Breathe here. Lengthen. So now you understand why we had to stretch the side body. Because just look at it here. I'm stretching all this stuff out. I can't reach. Oh, here we go. One more breath. Twist and release. Nice. So that was seated. Let's go to the next one. That was an awesome sensation. Let's go into tabletop. So this one has a variation. We're gonna do Tadasana, but I'll do another variation of it, which is on the knee. So let's go with Tadasana in general. It's gonna be a side plank with that leg lifted. So it's gonna look something like this. I'm gonna start this way. So I'm gonna bring my right foot in between my hands, engage my left leg, back heel comes down. So it's sort of like a warrior two stance going on right now. Right hand is in, flipping my hair. So right hand is in, looking like Uttanasana, right? And I'm pressing into this bottom hand. I want to lean in a little bit more. I want my hand to be behind my foot at this time. My elbow is slightly bent. Holding on. So this is a little challenging. It's a little trick. You have to just lean in, squeeze the bottom half of your leg to the top. Squeeze. Then hold on, and there we go. Extend that right leg all the way through. Nice. Find your balance, focus, and then slowly, the way you came in is the way you come out. The modified version is on your knee. So I'm gonna do the other side for my sake of just balancing out and keeping it nice, simple, and short. Left foot steps forward, sort of like on your Anjaneyasana, like we did in the beginning of class. Left hand comes through, just like the other side. I want, just like we did in seated, I want that knee to be somewhere between the elbow and the shoulder. The higher, the better. So bending, breathing. That back foot is gonna serve me as a kickstand. So think of a picture frame and that thing behind it. So I'm gonna move that back foot to the left. There we go. Nice. Breathing here. Already engaging. Bottom half of the leg squeezing into my arm, grabbing from the outside of my foot, engaging my thigh muscle. There we go. Opening up. So this is the side version. Different orientation. Breathe, maybe look up. Pressing into that bottom hand. And then slowly release. Take your time. Go nice and slow. Try any of those two. Now finally, the third one is going to be standing. So let's go into Uttanasana, forward fold. Take a breath, maybe taking a vinyasa. We'll meet in Tadasana, mountain pose. Wonderful. So in mountain pose, we're going to separate our feet hips distance apart. If you're not sure what that is, it's two fists. There we go. Bam. Heels behind the toes. Shift to the left leg or the right leg. Just focus. Right leg is going to lift. Bring it here. Interlace fingers. Maybe just like in wind removing pose, you want to try to bring the knee closer to the right shoulder and find your balance. So this could be it. This could be enough. Now, if you want more, left hand is going to grab that foot from the outside. Right hand comes through. Hold on that hand to your thigh muscle, or maybe just to your hip. There we go. Lift it up and then extend. Nice. Breathe and focus. Maybe extend that right arm all the way through. Smile. If you fall, get back into it. No big deal. Release when ready. And shake it out. That's your third one. I'm going to do the other side just for my benefit, and you should do it as well for yours. Keep both side balance, and nice. Again, just pay attention. One leg might be easier than the other, and don't judge it. Just let it be. Finding your balance, finding focus by breathing and focusing on one point in front of you. Slowly release. Shake it out, dance it out, let it go. Take your final vinyasa, we're on the ground. Meet me on the ground, however you may. Come all the way down to your back. Beautiful. Bridge pose or wheel, that is up to you. Hips up. I just want you to open the front part of your body. Pressing into the back of the head. And then slowly release. Now, bring your thighs to chest, thighs to stomach. Rock from side to side. And then extend both legs up, coming into Supta Dandasana. Flex the toes. You could definitely keep a micro bend here, just nice and soft. All I want you to do is to let the blood drain from the lower part of the body to the upper, improving your circulation. You might even feel that your toes begin to be cold. Now, yogis, you could do any other inversion, handstand, headstand, forearm stand, shoulder stand from here. But this is nice and simple, and it does the job. When you're ready, bend those knees. I want you to take a reclined twist. So maybe drop both knees to the right, and then drop them to the other side whenever you're ready. Just take your time, maybe 5 breaths on each side. Bring it back to center, and take a happy baby, fish pose, or any other asana that you feel that could benefit you right now before coming into your final resting pose, Shavasana. Legs are extended, arms by your side, palms face up. Close your eyes. And now, notice what's going through your mind. Be nice and soft, knowing that it's not about the physical, but just breathing, staying here as long as you would like to. And I just want to say thank you for tuning in and having an open mind to this practice and to what I have to say. I hope you have a beautiful rest of your day wherever you are. So, namaste. Till next time.